So students, after discussing the various important terms for a projectile motion, our next topic is to derive various equations of trajectory and other terms like the horizontal range, vertical components and time of flight. So considering the projectile motion in our mind, we are having that first we derive the horizontal range for a given projectile motion. Now in order to derive the horizontal range, we are considering the first equation of motion over here, and we know that the horizontal distance traveled by the projectile in a given time t along x-axis is, we are having a formula that velocity is distance upon time. So the velocity at initial position at the point of projection is the distance at that point divided by the time taken. Now as we are discussing the horizontal distance, so we are considering the horizontal component of the velocity, that Vix is Vi cos theta, and we know that cos theta represents the horizontal component for a given physical quantity. So from here, distance is equals to Vi cos theta into t. From here we are getting the formula for time, that t is equals to distance upon the velocity component along the horizontal, that is V1 Vi cos theta. Let us mark it as equation number 1. Now the vertical distance traveled by the projectile is given by the equation using the second equation of motion, which is S is equals to ut plus 1 by 2 at square. So here the distance is along vertical, that is y. So y is equals to, at initial position the velocity component is the vertical component, that is v1y multiplied by time. So this is our initial velocity. We are taking negative sign here because as we are going up, then we are moving against the gravity, and that's why the acceleration due to gravity is taken as minus g. Now again substituting the vertical component of velocity for initial position, we are having y is equals to v1 sine theta into t minus 1 by 2 gt square. So this is our required equation. Mark it as equation number 2. Now let us substitute the value of t from this first equation into this second equation, and we are getting a relation for the horizontal distance traveled by, or vertical distance traveled by the projectile. So after substituting the values of t in second equation, we are getting a relation over here, that y is equals to tangent of theta into the horizontal distance minus g, that is acceleration due to gravity, divided by 2 v1 vi square cos square theta and x square. Now this equation represents the equation of trajectory of a given projectile. Trajectory means which is having this horizontal component as well as the vertical distance traveled by the projectile. Now where we are having vi, theta and g, these are the constant terms. So for a given projectile we can write that tangent of theta is equals to alpha, or we can say that this particular quantity is represented by some beta constant. So this is alpha, this is beta, and we are writing this equation in this manner, that y is equals to alpha x minus beta x square. Now this particular type of equation represents a quadratic equation, and quadratic equation is always represents or take a trajectory of parabola. So this y is a quadratic function of x, and the trajectory of projectile is parabola, because a quadratic function always represents a parabolic graph. So this is the required relation for the trajectory of a projectile. After discussing the trajectory of projectile, let us find out the total time of the flight, that is the time taken by the projectile to reach its maximum then to ground. So for the complete trajectory, the time taken by the projectile. Now the vertical distance, as we had already calculated, by the projectile in time t is given by this equation using second equation of motion. S is equals to ut plus 1 by 2 at square, using a as minus t and initial velocity u is v I y. Now for entire motion, this time, let us represent this time as capital T. For entire motion, this time t is capital T, and we know that vertical distance becomes 0 as the particle is reaching from this position, taking the projectile and coming down, reaching the ground. So the vertical distance for the final time is 0. Let us substitute the value, replacing this small t with capital T and this y as 0 and solving this. So we are getting that 1 by 2 g t square is equals to vi sine theta t. And from here we are getting that our total time of flight for which the projectile is in motion from initial point of projection to the final destination is 2 vi sine theta upon g, where g represents the acceleration due to gravity, theta is the angle of projection, and vi represents the initial velocity of the projectile. Now this equation is the time of equation is for the time of flight, and for a symmetry of parabolic path we assume that the projectile is taking from initial position to final position. It takes two equal intervals, that is one from point of projection to maximum height, then from maximum height to the final destination. So when the height is being gained by the projectile, at that time the time is known as time of ascent, and when it is going from maximum height to the final destination, then the time taken by the projectile is known as time of descent. So we are having this TA, that is time of ascent, is equals to time of descent because of symmetry of parabolic path, and we are concluding that both are equals to t by t2. So what we are having from this formula, that the time of ascent or descent is equals to vi sine theta upon g. So here we are having the relation for the time of flight for a projectile motion. After finding out the time of flight, let us find out the horizontal range for a given projectile. How much is the horizontal distance traveled by that projectile for a given time of flight? Now, as we know that equation of trajectory of projectile vertically is given by this. This is the final equation of trajectory we calculated. Now we know that for entire motion from initial to final position, this vertical distance becomes 0. So y is equals to 0, and this x becomes the maximum distance traveled by the projectile horizontally, and that is the range of projectile. So let us substitute the values. 0 is equals to tangent of theta of the range minus acceleration due to gravity g divided by 2 vi square cos square theta, and this. So after arranging the term and solving these, we are getting that the range of projectile is given by vi square sine 2 theta upon g. So this is the required equation of horizontal range. Now we can substitute this value theta and we can figure out the value of that maximum horizontal range. So for a given velocity of projection, the range will be maximum when we are having this sine factor 1. Sine 2 theta should be 1. For that, theta should be, or 2 theta should be 90 degree, or theta is 45 degree. So if the projectile is projected with an angle 45 degree, in that case the range will be maximum. So this is for 45 degree angle when we are having the maximum range for a given projectile motion. Now after this, let us find out the angles of projection where we are having this maximum of range, or we can say that. So we are having the equation for this horizontal range we had already calculated. That range is vi square sine 2 theta upon g. Now let us replace this theta by 90 minus theta. So in this manner, what we are having, if we are replacing theta by 90 minus theta, what we are going to have here, that new range is equals to vi square sine 2 90 minus theta, or we can say 180 minus 2 theta. And we know that sine 180 minus theta is equals to sine theta, So sine 180 minus 2 theta will become sine of 2 theta. So what we are getting here, that new range is equals to vi square sine 2 theta upon g. Now from this equation, the initial maximum range, horizontal range, and this new range, we are getting that these two values are same, that these two range are same. So r is equals to r dash, and what we concluded, that horizontal range of projectile is same for any two complementary angle. So if we are projecting with initial angle 30 degree, in that case the position reached by the projectile, and if that is 60 degree, that is 90 minus 30 is 60, we are having the same. For 45 degree we are reaching the same position, that is 45 degree, and 90 minus 45 again 45, and so many. So we are having different combinations over here where the projectile is reaching the same position for two different angles of projection. After this, let us find out our last topic of this projectile motion, that is equation for the maximum height of a projectile. Now we are using here the third equation of motion, that the third kinematic equation of vertical motion is that v square is equals to u square plus 2as. But we know that g is minus over here, acceleration due to gravity is minus g, so equation becomes, for the final destination near the surface of earth, v final velocity along the vertical is equals to the square of velocity, initial velocity minus twice the acceleration due to gravity and the height of that projectile. So at maximum height, this final velocity becomes 0, and this y is the maximum height, so we are replacing this y as h and just substituting the values over here. So final velocity is 0, initial velocity is vi sine theta, that is the vertical component of the velocity, and substituting the values, arranging the terms, we are having that maximum horizontal range is equals to vi sine theta upon 2g and the square of the numerator. So this is the required equation of maximum height. Now we are having two cases again for this maximum height, when the angle of projection is 45 degree. In that case, if we are substituting this theta as 45 degree, we are getting that maximum height is vi square upon 4g. And when the angle of projection is 90 degree, in that case we are having that sine 90 is 1, so substituting that, and we are getting this height is vi square upon 2g. So what we are concluding here, if we are projecting the projectile with a angle of projection as 45 degree, in that case the projectile is reaching its maximum height, it attains its maximum height. So after this equation of maximum height, our chapter is concluded, and after this we are going to discuss and solve numericals based on projectile motion in our tutorials.